Hey, Karen Ray here with Mindset Marketing, working from home, and it's a little dark here. I'm working at night, but I just wanted to share something with you. I've been helping a friend that's just getting used to Getresponse, and if you're not really sure how to get around Getresponse, it seems a little tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, you will love Getresponse as your autoresponder. But there are a few little tips and tricks that if you know them, they will help you immensely. And there's quite a few, but this one I want to cover tonight has to do with how to set up autoresponders. And if you're very new to setting up autoresponders, that might be something that I can see by looking at my friend's back office, she has kind of put that off, so it might seem a little daunting at first, but let's go over it so it will kind of take the fear out of it. So when you're in your back office, this is your dashboard, and the first thing, I think I just removed my microphone. So the first thing that you want to do is when you're setting up your autoresponder, the easiest way is to go up to messages, and instead of creating an autoresponder right away, it really is a lot easier to create a newsletter first. So let's go ahead and create a newsletter. Now here is another trick. Don't use their new email creator. I mean, if you're building a list and you're sending emails to your list with links to your blog and links to another site, all the fancy templates and stuff is really more of a pain than anything else. If you have just a newsletter, then maybe, but if you have a blog or if you're trying to promote something onto your list, don't use the email creator. Go ahead and go down here to the previous version of the editor. Click that, and then you're going to go down to here where it says start with a blank template. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put in the email that you have set up as your from. You're going to put in your subject line, test. I'm just going to put test here. You don't really want to put your name. Another little thing here is go ahead and click the hide reply, and just go ahead and say don't use that, because your other email is going to be in there anyway. So in your body, this is where you're going to put your put your email. Hi. This is your friend, and then you're going to put your body in there. And this is not an email to tell you what to put in there, but as you're putting so when you create your email, this is the point right here that I want to tell you. Go ahead and do a save as draft. And the reason you want to do that is, as I'll continue on, there's tons and tons of stuff we could go over about how to write emails and what you want to do here, and that's a whole nother story. But once you've kind of got all that under your belt and you're ready to go to creating your autoresponders, do a save as draft, okay? And then you can go ahead and say, you would continue editing if this was an email you're creating. But if you're kind of just setting up your autoresponders, say go to the list of drafts, okay? Now on the top here, you'll see newsletters, drafts, and archives, okay? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go right into under messages. Now we're going to go create an autoresponder, okay? Time-based. Now another thing to pay attention to is, let me go back to the dashboard. With Getresponse, for some reason, you know, if you have more than one list, your list is also called your campaign, and it's in this little teeny tiny box here, right? So you can change that as you get into it, but you want to pay attention to what campaign or what list you're building that to, and you have a choice here to select your list, and it also can be selected later on. So let's go back in here. We are creating an autoresponder. And if this is your very first one, your autoresponder might be on day 1 or day 0. The very first one might be you know, as soon as they get on your list, you're going to you know, say hello or introduce them. See, you also have your choice of where you select your list here, and typically that message is going to be the same time they signed up. Now here is the magic bullet here. Now this is where you can create, this is where you choose your message, right? So you can either create a new one here, or you can say choose your message. And this is the tip here. Go to your drafts and pick out the one that you created. Now another cool thing here is your newsletters that you have sent out. Let's say you've got a really good newsletter and it's pointing to one of your blog posts, and you save those as a draft. So when you go to your autoresponders, you have all your drafts in here and your newsletters to choose from. Okay, so when you save those, if it's something you don't want as a newsletter and you save it as a draft, then you already have it right here. And so then you can, if it doesn't have a picture, then you know you can take a look at it to make sure to see if that's the one you want, or you can just choose that message. Then if you say edit it, oh that's it, see that just says test. I'll say we're going to edit it now. So you have a chance to, here's where you can change the message name and so forth. So that is the tip when you're creating a new autoresponder. Then save it, start as a newsletter, save the draft, so when you go in to create your autoresponders, then you have that draft to choose from. If you ever get something like this, I think this really freaked my friend out. Just all you have to do is go down to the bottom and click this here, and all that stands for is what you see is what you get, and then it'll go back to that. Then you can either save it, you can save it again as a template or a draft, or you can continue on. And let's say that we're continuing on, and we can call it what we want to call it, and I'm not going to publish it here. I'm going to save it, but once you save it, then it's going to show up, and you can publish it later. You can turn it on. If you don't say save and publish, you'll have to go back and turn it on, which is really easy to do. Okay, and then here it is. Now if this was my first one, it would be up here. So don't be afraid to play around with this. See, this is where I can edit, I can get stats for this, I can look at it, I can delete it, I can also just move it around. So this is really easy to do. Don't be afraid. If you're writing newsletters, then you can set up your autoresponders. It's really easy to do. Another thing that, let's say you did a post, like for example, here's one. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. I can take a look at it, and let's say I liked how I did this one. See, I had some little fancy things in there, and I even have my picture, and some links. And let's say that I want to use that as a template because I already have some stuff in there. What I could do is I could say, I'm working at home. I could say duplicate, and then if I duplicated that one, okay, I can change what day it goes. I can I can put it in whatever list I want. And then I can go in here and change whatever I want. Maybe I can just change some of the text and links. So a lot of the work is done for me. So that's what I want to show you today. So you can get started on creating your autoresponders and Getresponse. Don't be afraid. If you're doing newsletters, you just do a little shortcut here and you already have your autoresponders ready to go. Karen Ray, have a blessed day. Hope you enjoyed that. This is Mindset Marketing 101. Have a great day.